Little India was what the tourists called the area of Serangoon Road. By the 80s, most of the residents moved out, and the area became a shopping and dining precinct. Singapore's Indian community is made up mostly of South Indians, Muslims and Hindus. Their contribution to our food has been more than significant. The mee goreng, for example, is a Tamil Muslim adaptation of fried noodles mixed with tomato ketchup, curry powder and mutton pieces. Authentic Tamil dishes have been adopted as part of our culinary culture. From the Tamil Muslim, we are given the biryanis and the teh tarik.
At home, for example, we find that Indians have got the traditional utensils for drinking coffee. Two places, one is a round flat one, another one is like a tumbler. So what you do is you take that one and you cool down. And you cool it down, and then after that you drink. That's why the two things are given, you see. So this is an extension of that idea, became the big tare, you see. So actually it was just to cool the tea, which is normally when you go to Indian home, they leave it. Now we are giving tumblers. In those days you give this one. And quite often you find they don't use the lift to eat because of saliva. They'll actually take the tea, open your mouth and pour it this way, because others can use the same tumbler. And eventually when you go to a coffee shop, you big quantity, you see. So you have to do this way to serve the tea.
Many of the restaurants originally catered to the migrant Tamil worker who came to Singapore without families, without cooking skills.
Most of the people who came in, they came in as workers to work in factories or to do construction job, work building. So they were not trained in cooking. They don't have facilities, somehow they won't have time also. And they depended more on us to, because I remember as a young boy, I used to carry lunch packets and go to their place of work to distribute the lunch packets.
Nadarajan's grandfather opened our latest Hindu vegetarian restaurant in 1924. It brought to labourers traditional food prepared by cooks of a certain pedigree.
To cook vegetarian food, you've got to come from a Brahmin family. So a Brahmin is considered as the best person to cook vegetarian food. Those days there are a lot of Brahmins in our shop, and I learned it firsthand from them. They can cook normal lunch, dinner, those sweets and savories, and none can beat them.
The Tamil vegetarian menu is diverse, ranging from spicy to sweet. The staple is rice, but dosa, the rice and lentil pancake, is just as popular. Unlike the generations before, Nadarajan was locally born and bred, passing through all the Singapore rites of passage.
The food which as a young boy, which I couldn't eat in my house, I could go to the tuck shop there, eat mee siam. So for me it was, maybe I didn't like school life, but I like the tuck shop food. I come from a vegetarian family, and I was a vegetarian till the day I stepped into the camp. Then I found when I asked for vegetarian food, they gave me just a vegetable soup or vegetable and rice. Then I found it's not making any sense, and I won't be getting my full protein intake and all that. So one day I closed my eyes and started eating meat. If not for us, I would not have known what the taste of meat is like. Initially, there was some disturbances within me that I broke the family tradition. But later on, I got to enjoy the food. Then, after eating it in NS with my army friends, when we book out on weekends, we used to go out and eat different foods. So it was really like Christmas came, you know.
Because of his Singapore roots, Nadarajan hoped to preserve our heritage through food. The teh tarik was once performed by waiters in front of customers. Pouring and pulling hot liquids into palm-sized vessels is a skill requiring practiced rhythm and timing.
Those days, when you come to our outlets, what we used to do is, when you order a coffee or tea, the waiter will bring it and he will cool the coffee. That's the purpose of this tarik, is to cool the coffee or tea. It's totally vanished, no more in Singapore. So we revived it, brought it back for the benefit of Singaporeans.
The putu is a South India breakfast dish made of ground rice and coconut. The putu bola is a Singapore creation but is now extinct.
Those days, when they make spring hoppers, putu mayam or idiyappam, the remaining flour was converted into putu bola. I don't think in India they have it. It is a food item native to both Malaysia and Singapore. This thing was totally vanished. It was totally forgotten. We were searching for this recipe. Then we had to send somebody over to Penang to locate a maker who was previously done in Singapore, and we got a recipe from him. So we were able to make this. It's actually a forgotten tradition. So now we are going to bring it back, and we are thinking of ways to how to reintroduce it to the Singapore market again.
The putu mayam was a childhood favorite for many who grew up in the 50s and 60s. Represented by the man with a basket on his head, the putu mayam or string hoppers is made with ground rice flour pressed through a mold and steam. It takes on the local identity with its serving of red or brown sugar. Sadly, putu mayam is no longer made in Singapore.
And of course, putu mayam was a bit bigger because of this demonstration purpose. So we are making it small today. All these recipes, we have put it into our system. It's in our computer. So future generations will be able to extract and recreate it. When I was young, I thought it was a curse for me to be born in this business. Because guys my age used to go and have the weekends off, and they used to have a good time partying and all that. I used to envy all of them. And I think this is a curse in my life. I was born in this day and I had to stick in this business. Then later, I found out that money is better than working outside. So I stood my ground here. Now I don't regret it.
K. Nadarajan passed away soon after this interview. The collection of lost recipes remains in the hands of future generations. The 80s landscape was the